What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? It's your main man back one more time with the good stuff in this climb. It's your main man, Vernon T-Rail, VAU to the GHN, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it, and I'm about to bust you in your soul with some juicy content. You heard that correctly and directly. Strap on your seatbelts and hold on to your hats, because you are about to go on a ride that's going to strengthen you in and of it. And I say this with the truth and not pride, as push comes to shove. Like and subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that notification bell so that you can be in the know every time I upload premium free content that has been downloaded to me from the heavens for the well-being of your mind, bodies, and souls, ladies and gentlemen, because we here on Overcomers Group LLC are all blessed. I said are all blessed, period. Another blessed and significant piece of content that is unlike any other on this channel, on the face of this planet here today. I got a doozy for you. I got that sauce that will upgrade you and make you the boss. I'm using that information that the Most High God gave me on Overcomers Group LLC on this station. That will improve you and move your mind, body, and soul for the better in any kind of weather. Stick around to the end. Stick around to the end. I've got some resources that will definitely improve your life at least by 30%. If you only do a fraction of what I'm talking about in this audio and video alone here, okay? Check out the other ones. Like and subscribe again. Hit that notification bell and tell everybody, your mama, your daddy, your cousins, male and female, your aunties, your uncles, your friends, okay? And extended family members. Everybody far and wide, east, west, north, and south of the hemispheres in which we have to do what we do today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, today's topic of this very crucial segment of your learning today that will put you in front of the line. I said in front of the line, not in back of the line, as you are moving toward your leadership position. As I am the authoritative personnel here, guiding you on your journey here today with real-time facts and relevant information, with real-time boots on the ground here, in this state, in that state, in this city, and in that city. I might be in your city now, you just may not know it, but that's okay. The title to this vital segment here today is called Why Reflecting Improves Your IQ by 30% guaranteed, at least by way of the minimum percentage. If you apply just the minuscule part of one of these paragraphs I'm saying right here, you will definitely improve by 30%. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This is what I do. I'm not here to talk about me, but I got to talk about the relevance as to why you should listen to me, because again, I'm one portion, if not many portions, like you. A sinner, flawed, with hair, eyes, teeth, lips, ears, kneecaps, elbows, shoulders, a heart, lungs, You know, the same tools you got basically. Let's not forget the reality that my DNA is definitely different than yours. But outside of that, pretty much everything remains coherent or conducive to the truth that I got the same tools that you got. And I'm not tooting my horn because this information is profitable. And yes, it is for sale. So go ahead and help me out with Cash Apping me. The link is in the description, please. Yes, also book me for your next event. You will not be sorry, guaranteed, because again, one portion of my education in the realistic nature of who I am as a being, one part human and one part supernatural. Let me tell it. Let me tell it. Washed by the blood of a spotless lamb. Why you should listen to me is because I'm giving you a lifetime of experience. Nonetheless, I have the diligence and the guts to say that I am filled with flaws, but I am handsome too, because the word said I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So I need not worry about a flaw in case you want to judge me, man, woman, and if you got children, boys and girls. So I'm covered. I'm covered even if you judge me. But just know that I still love you. Right now, well, I got good sense to say it to your face in this content. And if you're only listening, it would be directly to your ears, okay? Caring for your soul, not attempting to destroy it, man, woman. And if you got children, boys and girls, so share this with everybody you know, because again, if this video has come across your path, listen here. It is a reason, and this determines your season here. From going from insignificant to ridiculed, mocked, condemned, called slow, useless, onto the path of righteousness, goodness, loving, wealthy, abundant, healthy, you name it. Hey, I'm not stuttering here. I am not. Because this content is profitable and very useful and has been downloaded to me by my back office helpers. You know, those helpers that stay up late night tirelessly praying for me, whom I don't know, whom, like the angels who freed Peter from a useless jail cell that would serve nothing when he had to do the Most High God's will. Why am I saying this? Because it's relevant. And you should listen to the relevance right here. That is now. That is current. That is not of the past in totality, but rooted in the facts about the past that made me blessed and passing every test thrown at me so that you can do the same, okay? What am I talking about? Well, the content stated, man, woman, is this: for your mind, body, and soul to grow as the leading authority in this content here today, that will definitely improve you, and that's a guarantee. Whether you like and subscribe to this content, which I hope you do, because it will help me to get monetized, because I do need the financial resources so that I can put these ideas out here for you, so that I can throw you block parties, so that you can come and eat for free, and so that you can see me and you can watch the food be cooked, and you can put in on the orders once I get ready to say, okay, roll call, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have a block party, come kick it with your boy. And I got top-notch culinary experts on deck so that you can watch them with gloves on their hands and masks on their faces so that you can know what you're eating, even if it's meat. If you don't eat beef, it'll be fish or chicken or vegan or vegetarian. You know what I'm talking about. This is what I got in mind for you, but I can't do it by myself. So go ahead and cash app me, okay? A donation, it don't matter if it's a penny, it counts. If it's $100, it counts. I can do more. I can educate you, your children. I can educate you and your children, okay, on how to get up off of government assistance program after program, okay? In my opinion, the government has plenty of responsibilities to date. I'm so glad that they are not totally insane with one portion of what they have to be responsible for every person in the United States of America and their allies too, from one perspective. That's a lot. When you can take some of the burden on yourself and manage your own affairs, which is the purpose of this content, to open your eyes to new, well, not necessarily new information, but to the possibilities that you can take care of your own estate. But you got to get your mind in tune with learning how to reprogram your mind to live your dream life. Okay? Like your main man does every day. Regardless of what I face challenges in the grocery store, ladies and gentlemen. I have to fight not eating that donut that one day and trading it for an apple on this day. It is not set in stone that I cannot have a donut, but if I do not fight the good fight, ladies and gentlemen, I will have several boxes, okay? I'm just talking about me here. Why am I saying this? Because it's relevant to you. And if I have some of the same challenges, because you may come across an appetite or two that needs to be satisfied. And if you deal with obesity, you may have this same battle. So this is why your main man is here. And why this segment today, ladies and gentlemen, concerning reflecting and why you must reflect. And if you do so, you will improve your IQ 30% because I know, because it is happening for me right now as I give you this real-time content. You must reflect, okay? You must fact check. You must dummy check too. You must check the dumb things you've done, okay? You must reflect on the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I say this because at the end of the day, if the bad and the ugly outweighs the good, you know in real time as the assess, address, and progress formula is waking you up here, because reflecting is one portion of my course that will also save you thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. I said tens of thousands of dollars, okay? If you cannot afford college right now, get enrolled in college. If you don't know what else to do, because the streets don't play. They don't play with Warren Buffett. They don't play with me. They don't play with Jeff Bezos. They don't play with Robert F. Smith. They don't play with Oprah. They don't play with grown-ups. Period. In the valley low, if you poll, they don't play still, okay? We can learn lots from the streets, but if you can avoid getting hit from crossing a street or two because you didn't look, why not digest what I'm saying right here as I'm factually talking here? And I'm not ranting and raving against human beings that have to live the same life that I live from one perspective or another. And this is a fact too, because the people I mentioned, they have to breathe as well, and they have to nourish their body somehow. Whatever way they do it, I'm telling you the real reality of it. And again, if you and I, or the people mentioned, go in a crime-infested area concerning, let's say, one portion of the streets, and we were advised not to do this, then we put ourselves at risk. of harm and danger. So, the purpose of this content and this important segment of reflecting, I'm putting you in tune with helping you to skip crossing the street. I'm giving you the tool that is a common sense tool that can still improve your IQ by 30%. So if you don't have to go to that street, wherever you are in your journey that could be filled with crime and pain and this and that increases your chance of causing harm to yourself before learning in that environment that could also promote you to success. Let's not discriminate here, because I can learn from just about any walk of life, ladies and gentlemen. Again, so now you must reflect, ladies and gentlemen, because right here, my life has been altered in a major way. But even in this, I thank all of my angels and you too, every one of my subscribers. We have come a long way. Get more subscribers here, because we got things we got to do. Because my angels and those who work tirelessly for me have stood in the trenches with me. I cannot see them all the time. I cannot locate them all the time with my five senses. But I'm telling you, this key that I'm giving you is real. In reflecting, ladies and gentlemen, there has been one major principle that God has given us all. If we use this principle that will never change, I said that will never ever change. It's here if you use it, it's here if you don't. If you use it, it will guarantee your success. When I tell you that the power of death and life is in the tongue, and they who love it shall eat the fruit thereof, is real and is affording me the audacity, the strength, the courage, without fear of any opposition or opponent, to say whatever anybody else is believing, that I am 100% correct and will have no need to argue with anybody else believing anything else other than what I'm saying here. I'm solid with what I'm giving you here. This one key that I used here that afforded me the audacity to push my course, the assess, address, and progress formula, that is totally for dummies from one perspective. If you do not hold the highest IQ, if you cannot read, listen, if you get that money where it's supposed to be, that course is going to bless you and not stress you. You can trust what I'm talking about, because I have real time. I'm talking life-altering modules there, with pictures, with words, with events, with real-time events that are verifiable and undeniable. Again, you must reflect, because the bottom line, in your mind, what you think about yourself during the tough times matter. They matter. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do matter. If you think you are a loser, you will be a loser. Period. If the times are tough and you're thinking you are a loser, you will be a loser. If you say it, that will magnify what will be inevitable if you do what I'm saying in this matter and manner. Again, if you are dealing with being obese, if every piece of content that you come across from others' journey, even if they have overcome obesity, if their content doesn't work, okay, for you, if your brain has shut down and you happen to find yourself dealing with obesity and you find yourself saying like this in the most depressed manner, and you're so sad, and you find yourself saying, that's not efficient because it's not me. I'm not at that point. Or I'm too fat now. It's over. If that doesn't work, listen, for you right now, you must re-alter your brain. You can re-alter your brain and your mind and your body with your mouth. You have to consistently induce your faith by saying, I can take the steps that will help me lose weight. There, you can also say things like, if I lose all this weight and my skin is flabby, you can also say things like, I can find a doctor at a reasonable price that can shave my skin off me and to get me doing well with how much weight I lost. If it's 200 and 300 pounds, then you're going to have excess skin. That is one portion not attractive according to tabloids. You put in the weight and now you got to deal with somebody saying, why do you have all this skin hanging off you? Well, person that could be inquiring about the one who has this flabby skin is because they lost a lot of weight. And now their skin has to compensate for this. Well, there's awesome doctors in this world that can help you get it off you too after you've done the work, okay? But you have to activate this power because, again, in the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was. He did not move his fingers, or he didn't fill out this application. He didn't do all this extra work that sometimes we have been bred to know that we had to do by way of information that was given to us by way of radio and videos and word of mouth. Not to say that that information was inaccurate, but at one point in time, it could be that it was not applicable to our journey, or we may not have been ready to receive what they have known to get them on course to be this wonderful person looking great now after being obese, 200 pounds overweight, would not be able to put a pants size over their waist if you greased them up with butter and tried to slide them into the pants that was too small for them, that they were once fitting before they were overweight. Can you imagine the depression there? You can fit this pair of pants, or you can fit this dress. Now all of a sudden you blew up because of stress and overeating, and now that has added another psychological barrier to where you just think you're fat and hideous and just you can't breathe walking 5 steps in front of you. And if you put a belt on, you got welts if you keep the belt on long enough because you got to dig it into your fat butt. Well, I'm not saying this to ridicule you. I'm simply saying this because you must reflect, because again, as I'm out of all of my trouble here, I noticed this key that has changed my life. It is still a consistent battle. I still have to continue to do this because there's still things that I want to do. You can trust this information because I have hair like you. I have a nose like you. Or if I don't have, if you're missing some of these things, well, there's still something about me and you that I have and that we share. If you don't have all your limbs, well, you still have blood in your body. I got blood in my body, so that still makes us one portion like the same, okay? So let's not get sarcastic about it, okay? You must reflect, ladies and gentlemen, because when you reflect and you look back on the history that is yours and that you cannot change, if you look back, upon that history, when you had a goal to be in a certain city, okay, or to drive a certain vehicle, or to have a certain status in life, or to have a specific spouse, or to be at a specific weight, or to be at a specific time in your entrepreneurial endeavor, or to be a major CEO in a company, or whatever, or to be a better father, or a better mother, or a better person, or to be a better friend, whatever set you back. And once you reflect on that, because you've come out of that, listen, your IQ has just changed, because you now know that you have the strength. You now know that you have the strength. And if you look back, and if you have a scenario like such, where the numbers are like this, you have 3 scenarios out of 10 that you have overcame during your trials, then you can fairly say that your IQ has increased by 30%. That 30% can increase your wallet size, because you now know you have the current strength and courage to ask, if you're a salesman, to ask 10 people. And it doesn't matter that out of them 10 people, you know that the possibility of you overcoming those 10 trials, you know that 3 of them will hit for you, okay? So out of 10 people that you ask to buy your product, you know it's a fair shot in your courage and confidence to say, well, I have the possibility to know that I can get 3 sales today if I just simply ask 10 people to buy my product. And think about it. If you have a wonderful $1,000 product and you ask 10 people today, you have made $3,000. So every no that you receive does not matter, because your pocket is doing a lot better today. And the only reason that it's doing better today because you reflected on your history that got you through. You know why I'm saying this? Because again, I'm doing this right now, and the history that was necessary, that was one portion I thought was terrible at the time. For example, when I was completely uprooted in my business concerning my back office. We're done with you. We no longer need you. So that's it, basically, to paraphrase. I will not go into details about this. Mind you, I had a set of goals. Mind you, I had a set time and place. I planned it. I'm not a man that fails to plan. Okay? I'm not a being that plans to fail or fails to plan here. I'm not a supernatural being that fails to plan or plans to fail here, okay? I did what I was supposed to do. I did what I could do. That was enough, okay? And it also made me a better being, ladies and gentlemen. It also made me to know that there is a God that is better, stronger, wiser, wealthier than any other God, that is advocating for you if you let him all the time. He is faithful all the time. Now, we can talk about belief systems and what I believe in, what you believe in, all we want to. But the information I have here is practical, factual, and actual, okay? In real time. I'm telling you this. Again, can you imagine how devastating it is to hear that we no longer need your services, and you really cannot grasp why, honestly? Well, if I was in total wrongdoing, or if I was not in total wrongdoing, it's still devastating to hear such information. Period. I don't care who you are. It is. It's a stain on the ego. And if you feel that you're a good person, you got questions like, why? Why me? if you get on your pity party box like I could have, then I gotta buy several boxes of Kleenex to dry the tears that I can cry for weeks on end. I don't have that time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have time like that. I don't. I do not. Okay? So, to save you from the tears, and if you face being lied on, or if you faced somebody doing you wrong, if you've done wrong and you're sorry for it, there is a way. There is a way. There is a way, ladies and gentlemen, for you now in this time have what you need. If you've got $0, 0 yen, 0 euro, 0 peso, whatever. If you have no money, that's not a problem. Okay? That is not a problem. You can get these things. If you have no food, that's not a problem. There is a way for you to get what you need. You must start by reflecting on the wonderful things about you first. That door you held open for somebody, that matters. Okay? That finger that you held back on when somebody cut you off, that counts. Reflect on those things. When you wanted to cuss somebody out for being dead wrong on taking your spot when they saw you wait for somebody as you had your turn signal on, but they decided to disregard your feelings and what happened, and because they had a smaller vehicle, they just got in it and went about their way and didn't care about your feelings. And you decided to vent in a different way by simply just saying, not today, not today. I'm going to find a different spot. It's fine. That matters. Every good deed will be rewarded. I'm going to repeat that. Every good deed will be rewarded far above the deed you have done. If you gave your last dollar to somebody and you really needed that dollar, and that dollar would have bought you a fantastic meal, but you decided to give that dollar to somebody who was worse off than you. It matters. It counts. That deed will be rewarded handsomely, far above that dollar that you gave in faith to care for your fellow man or woman. It matters. It does. It replenishes this place because you are tending to the God in you. Okay? You are tending to the God in you. You are releasing that creative ability in which the Most High God wants you to do, because He gave you and I dominion over all of our works. We are a little lower than the angels, just a little bit lower. And He gave us dominion. That means power, authority over. Can you imagine having authority over a sperm whale? Can you imagine that? Huh? Can you imagine having authority, man, woman, over an elephant? Who will obey you? And I. Okay? We can talk into depth about how the elephant would obey you, or the sperm whale would obey you, because that is a complex situation. It is. It is. And I don't mean to be painting a false or superficial picture by saying you could just go to the African Sahara or places where mighty elephants are and just be like, sit down, elephant, if he's several thousand pounds heavier than you. Okay? There's a method to this happening for that elephant to obey you. You can look at many zookeepers and the examples in which verify what I'm saying. You may not be able to see the entire journey of the zookeeper, but that one example that you may see when that elephant or that circus trainer gets the elephant to sit on a ball or a surface to sit down when he says sit. Okay? That is a prime example. That is a real-time fact in which what I say is real, which I'm giving you here today. You must reflect. You must reflect because it is vital. You can change your circumstance with the simple tool that you have. Now, it goes further with that because once you say it, you must filter what you say. Once you say the good portion of changing your mind, body, and soul out of your mouth, you must filter what you say, and you must continue to filter what you say. If you need to lose 200 pounds, say it. I need to lose 200 pounds. I am going to lose 200 pounds. I will lose 200 pounds. Say it. Start there. That's the easiest thing to do, but most commonly overlooked because we say things out of our mouths just willy-nilly sometimes. We just do things and not care for what we say at times. Now, the second part to this is crucial. You must believe what you say. Now, okay? You must believe what you say. You must repeat it over and over again. Now, you have to go into depth about how you want to lose the weight after that. Okay? You must go into depth first. Start with the simplest things first. At least start saying it. Okay? Go into depth about how you're going to do it because you might get lost in the process. Okay? You might get lost in the process because it may seem far-fetched, especially if you're 250 pounds overweight and you're tired. Well, it might not be enough after a short while, after you've mastered saying, I'm going to lose weight, I will lose weight, I need to, so on and so forth. You must say, you must go into depth. That's part of this tool I'm telling you. You must go into depth, okay? You must go deeper. If you want to lose weight by sitting on your bed 3 times at least, versus before you weren't. You were just eating and laying straight down, and the weight was accumulating. Well, you may not be able to run right away, but you may be able to circulate your blood by just simply standing up and sitting on your bed 3 times a day. You can start there. Then you can graduate. You standing up 3 times a day, you may have mastered that. Then you may be able to move to, saying I'm going to stand up 3 times a day. Now that's easy for me. Now I'm going to walk 3 steps forward and 3 steps back. Okay? You've got to say it. You've got to believe it. That's a difficult thing if you're tired standing up from time to time, especially if your mind has sunk to a all-time low, considering in many cases where an athlete is a top athlete. And is verifiable by way of what one portion at one point in time ESPN has documented. And millions of people have witnessed too. And that athlete may have, gained a considerable amount of weight and maybe have fallen into a depressive state. Possibly, okay? That's hard to deal with. If you go from dunking on somebody and they cannot hold you for the life of them on defense, and you can do what you want and you can manhandle this person in your prime, and now you can't move successfully 2 feet, let alone stand up in your bed because you're fat. Because this person is fat, male or female. I don't know who this is for. I don't have no verifiable stories, but I'm painting a picture here. I'm giving you this idea because some people suffer like this. In more than different cases, it may not be obesity. They may have had a horrible injury and they cannot play their favorite sport anymore, and it depresses them. So instead of them being at the top of their field again in front of their peers, they have sunk to a low because of depression, because that blown out kneecap or that Achilles tendon that will never work for them again. And they go from being the man or the woman to now faded from the spotlight. So again, and this is not just for athletes, it could be many categories. A failed marriage, or a spouse has suddenly deceased. They finished their earthly walk, you know? Some of that stuff is devastating, okay? Or one may have lost a position after 30 plus years at the same company. I mean, they put all their livelihood into it, gave them some of the best years. The best years. I mean, the best years of their lives. And now all of a sudden, the company and or corporation has gone into bankruptcy. And they did not take the severance pay because they felt that the company could rebound, but it didn't turn out. So now they have acquired this skill. They've moved up the corporate ladder. And in this case, let's just say in this case, the corporation couldn't help what happened. You know, and it was an honest mistake. And let's just say, for purpose sake, that this corporation was not a snake corporation or a terrible corporation, and that they cared for their people. And let's just say in this case that I paint to you, ladies and gentlemen, that this picture that I paint for you here, let's just say that it hurts the corporate leader and leaders terrible, because now they've got to figure out what they can do for themselves, let alone all the people they were responsible for. And let's just say these people are good people, and it didn't matter who was under their umbrella, and they truthfully cared for whoever was under their umbrella and under their jurisdiction and under their corporate policies, male or female, you know, young or old, or to the age where they can work all the way to retirement. We see, we all battle. We all suffer. We do. But trust me when I tell you this. Suffering for doing the righteous thing pays a ton better than suffering for doing unrighteous things and doing things that hurt yourself and doing things that hurt others. I'm going to say this again. Suffering for doing righteous things that the Most High approves of pays well in the end, well above receiving temporary compensation for doing unrighteous things where one has paid you for doing the unrighteous thing. Again, there's a consequence for that. Okay? There's a consequence for accepting that payment, because you still have to pay, even though you have satisfied your temporary flesh of your 5 senses. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you have done nothing and you have done what you are supposed to do to uplift this place and to help your fellow man or woman, boy or girl, again, if you suffer for righteousness' sake, again, your payment is well above what you see in front of you for that person who have gotten paid for doing unrighteous things temporarily. It will be tough for you to grasp and grab. I'll take one from Joseph's book and story in life out of the Bible. He did nothing terrible. I'm going to say it again. He did nothing terrible. Not one thing. His family disowned him. His brothers, in fact. Can you imagine being around all of your brothers, knowing them, playing with them from a little boy, until the time where you are suddenly uprooted from them? These are all the people you know. Can you imagine the pain and affliction that you go through, that you'll go through, that a person will go through if they did nothing terrible to deserve that? Can you imagine the slave traders that hurt his hands and feet when he did nothing to hurt his hands and feet on his own? He did not maliciously kick someone for being evil and then break his toe. Well, he should have had a broken toe if he kicked somebody maliciously on purpose, and the Most High God did not order him to do that. Okay? No, this was not the case. But you see Joseph's payment. Okay? Joseph had female problems. Okay? Again, he did the righteous thing. Again, he did not have sexual relations with Potiphar's wife. She was jealous of him. Again, Joseph did nothing but save her soul. The Most High God frowns on adultery, ladies and gentlemen. This is relevant information because I have overcome situations in my life to date, not like Joseph's life from a perspective current to date, but I'm saying drastic measures. When I did all I could do, I did what I was supposed to do. But still, as I'm taking one from Joseph's book, it's causing me to flourish like the palm tree and grow like the cedar in Lebanon. Okay? It's causing me to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in due season. And again, if you don't get down with the Bible, then get down with me, okay? Okay, come on, roll with your boy, because again, you don't read the Bible? Listen. Take it from one who has real boots on the ground. One you can actually see, actually hear, actually touch, and I'll stop there. I'll stop there, okay? If you don't read the Bible, you've never read the Bible, okay? Well, understand, I have. And I'm giving you unbiased information because, again, I'm happy telling you this. Again, I'm saying this because, again, if you are that perfect being, man or woman, and you may be in a slump, listen, I love you. I'm caring for you. I want you to know. If this story fits you, listen, your payment is on the way. I'm going to say it again. Your payment is on the way. Okay? It is. It is. Again, Joseph had female issues. And yeah, Joseph of the Bible, he had female issues. And I'm trying to figure out, why did Joseph have female issues? Well, I'll tell you. You see, first of all, as I learned from every walk of life, an attempt not to offend anybody. Well, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm going to say that Joseph was nothing like a pimp. Okay? See, in many cases, at times, a pimp still has to take care of his worker. Y'all know what I mean by worker, okay? I'm going to try to keep this PG-13 here. So in case you have children that may be listening to this, listen, it's for them too, okay? Oh, I said a pimp still has to be strong in ways that many human beings cannot be. And I'm not advocating unrighteousness in no way, shape, or form, but I'm saying, okay, I'm going to come to the understanding as to try not to judge the pimp, because the pimp may have been raised by a heartless woman that may have called herself his mother. And she taught him things that no child should have known. Okay? From what perspective? Especially if she ran an adult entertainment house when the boy who turned to a man that is now a pimp was a child and is an adult now, okay? So, now let's flip it to the other side of the equation. Why did Joseph have issues? You see, Joseph got put in jail, man. Okay? I don't want nobody to go to jail, not even the pimp, because he still has time to change his soul if he does not believe in the Bible or in the Messiah. Okay? Because again, material things will not get us to the promised land or in heaven. We cannot say, here, Father, here, take my stuff. I want to pay you to get in. No. That's not it. That's not it. That's not going to be the ransom to save these individuals or that individual type of individual from eternal damnation. Yes, eternal burning, eternal pain, eternal suffering, eternal terror, eternal fear, eternal sickness, eternal thirsting, eternal just disease, eternal everything you can imagine that is terrible in the millionth degree of what terrible things and vicious and violent things could be. In fact, this terrible thing I'm talking about, there is no violence on this earth that has taken place that can compare from eternal damnation. I'm going to say it again. There is no violence. There is no war. There is no pain or disease that has been inflicted upon mankind that will compare to this eternal damnation I'm talking to you about right now. So I'm saying righteousness pays well past unrighteousness. So if you suffer for doing righteous things, listen, your suffering is temporary. Okay? If you fell off of the bandwagon of good deed doing, get back up and get back on it. Simply repent. Open your heart to be sorrowful about it. Take it to the Most High God and let Him fix you. There is no doctor that can fix you. There is no psychologist that can fix you first. It's deep down in you. You know why? Because you are a God. One portion of what the Bible says. It takes a God to fix a God, okay? It's going to take a good God to truthfully fix you like you need to be fixed. It's going to take a righteous God to fix you. So let this God fix you. I'm talking to you about, okay? Again, it's terrible. Joseph was put in prison. He ain't did nothing. He wasn't trying to pimp this girl. He wasn't trying to smack her up because she didn't pay him his money. You know, he wasn't. Why did Joseph have to go to jail? Well, take comfort in what I know here today. Okay? And believe you me, pimp, or madam, whatever, I'm not judging you, man, because I've learned from your story. And my heart goes out to you too, player, because you've got plenty of tasks that are not savory, that you got to deal with day in and day out. And nobody may acknowledge that, and nobody may care, because some people may think that y'all scum of the earth. I know, because I was told at one point in time, y'all likes was scum of the earth. So, I want you to know that, listen, I want everybody to know that, listen, life doesn't make any sense sometimes. It doesn't. Okay? It doesn't make any sense at times. It does not. It does not. It does not. But again, Joseph's story is what made him. a king. Memorable to this day. He saved an entire people going through his fiery trial. We've got to go through our fiery trial. If you think about Rahab's story, she was a prostitute. And I'm talking about some of the worst case scenarios because, again, at one point in time, I was made out to believe that prostitutes are horrible people, that they're scum of the earth. One portion of my information that I had when I was a boy said these types of things. And even though I never knew not one prostitute that openly expressed, this is what I do, and this is what it is for me, and never was able to question, why did you and do you do this to this lady who one person possibly sold her body to help me live, and I didn't know that she contributed to my livelihood. But yet, at one point in time, I may have judged her because I didn't know her, and I was told what I was told. And lo and behold, her back officer story probably put her at a place in her mind where she was thrown out of a car, or she was maliciously beat and didn't know why she was beat by somebody who possibly called themselves her relative. And it did something to her mind, you know? I'm just saying, this is hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. The stories I told you about the pimp and the possible prostitute, these are hypothetical stories, okay? They are. But if this resonates with you, just understand that you are still loved, and there is still room for you to grow, because Rahab, she saved godly people and her family. It don't matter how many people she slept with up until that point where she did God's will. And thank goodness she listened that day, because she saved her entire family. And nothing she did before that, I said nothing she did before that, that lady is blessed. Rahab is blessed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say it again. That lady is blessed. And I grab a hold of stories like that, because if Christ did not condemn her, I pray that I find the gems in persons like that have to deal with things like this today somehow. But I struggle, okay? I struggle too from time to time, so bear with me, y'all. Bear with me, please. I beg you, bear with me, because I forget sometimes. I'm tired at times, and my mind is ignorant sometimes. But again, the truth in this reality here today, nothing, no man that she slept with, or if she was prompted to sleep with an animal for money by way of somebody's sadistic possible mindset, because who knows what a prostitute had to deal with back in the day for money. Who knows how sick a person was to say, okay, they held themselves as better than this lady who needed money, who was not trained in any godly fashion to earn a living or whatever, for whatever reasons. And this sadistic man who had money at the time from doing all God knows type of ill, but he decided to hold himself in a high fashion to appease his little filthy soul, okay? And said, here, Rahab, as the example goes, here, Rahab, you sleep with this funky donkey and I'll give you your minuscule pay for today. I don't want nothing to do with you. But I'm going to sit here and record this so that I make myself feel better, basically. As the idea of these type of people who could be sick like this was real in her day and age. And some of y'all might be able to identify with this hypothetical statement that I'm saying right now, if y'all deal with this or have ever dealt with somebody like this. You see, there's no sin that she committed that stopped her blessing. So take from my information here. It's free, baby. It's free. And I use these two drastic ends of the spectrum here on purpose, with a purpose. Okay? On purpose. You see, as I destroy that thought that you may have in your mind because you were misled to believe the phrase or possible wives' fable, you can't win for losing. If you think about the statement that binds you there, if you notice, losing is never in the word win, and win is never in the word lose. So how and why would you bind yourself in your mind to say such a fable like this? It totally cuts off your means to win when you say things like that. So, if you have been bred or made to believe that the phrase, why do bad things happen to good people? It's because that con artist, on purpose or ignorant on accident, who had an agenda, told you that to get what they wanted from you. Because they had an angle to present to you during their time of need, acting as a snake, subtly presenting to you, the thirsty one who is in need at the time, got a few resources, but you looking for a come up too. But he or she slid right on in to try to tell you some bullcrap. Look, you a good person. I got this product, as the example goes, they're saying, this is the game they're running. I got this product, man. Woman, that'll help you do what you need to do. And at the end of the day, they're trying to say that it's sugar, but it's salt. The product is really salt. Now, you can't tell salt from sugar, can you? But anyway, they told you they fit this in there. Look, bad things happen to good people. I don't want this to happen to you. You're a good person. Well, notice the scheme and the scam here. The low key. Okay, the low key, dough key. Okay. Well, of course, the person's not going to mention to you that bad things happen to bad people too. And the consequences are worse, in my opinion, or fact. Okay? They're not going to tell you that because it's going to cause you to rebuttal and ask about the product that they're selling, especially if they're quick talkers, okay? So, I said that as I get ready to wrap up because I'm going to use John the Baptist's story. John the Baptist did not do anything terrible to the point that deserved death. Okay? Now, I want you to know that we will see what happened to the people that did him like this. If we do not desire to read the Bible and see if we can find the mystery in the terrible deed that was done to John the Baptist. It has been given to me that it's not over concerning his story either, okay? There's only one thing that happened to him. It's only his earthly house has just been taken from him. Oh, he's still got another piece of him that's going to see redemption on his murderers, okay? Okay? I'm going to say it again. He still has a piece of him, and I'll say the largest piece of him and the most important piece of him that's going to see the redemption on his murderers, okay? Because, again, we are not consisting of skin, blood, hair, nails, all this type of stuff alone. We have a soul, okay? Now, mind you, It seems like John the Baptist fits the scenario. He couldn't win for losing, don't it? Wrong. John the Baptist won because he obeyed and he did not satisfy his flesh. That's very difficult to do. Even though John the Baptist was still a sinner and was in need of the Messiah's deed at the cross too for his earthly vessel as well. Okay? He did not want the beautiful women that King Herod have. He did not want the fine linens that King Herod would have gladly given to him. He did not the best of foods that King Herod had. He did not want the most comfortable places to live. If you realize the power in John the Baptist, which is in you, it takes a vast amount of strength. And how we today have been led to believe that there's no comfort in the natural means of us learning how to create our own beds if we live on our own land. But today, things have changed to where we can buy this mattress that is comfortable. And many of us have gotten very used to sleeping on wonderful mattresses. Can you imagine John the Baptist sleeping on the entire ground, grass, one portion possible bugs, dealing with somehow finding a way to use hay to make bedding or whatever? I'm imagining that it's not as comfortable as today, but his spirit was in tune with righteousness. Can you imagine his heaven and what God says he can have coming up for him? Can you imagine this? Well, it's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, you must reflect on the beautiful portions of you. You know, you must reflect on that fantastic part of you and let that be your guiding torch. If you've got one perfect tooth in your mouth that you know you have gotten compliments on, you let that be your guiding light. You let that be your guiding light. I say it again. If that's what makes you feel good, you find it and you reflect on it. You reflect on that conversation you had where somebody called you snaggertooth. And if that made you feel bad, know that you can have a full set of teeth that works for you if you desire. There is a way to do it. There's fantastic dentists that will charge you next to nothing to get it done if you look, if you induce, if you activate the tool I told you. Say what you want. Go into depth about how you want it. You have to say it over and over again. It has to go into your subconscious mind. It has to. After that, you have to believe what you say. You have to believe what you say. I am a man who knows. I am a being who knows. I am the authority who knows, because if it was not for these very same principles, I'm not talking about notions. I'm not talking about sweet nothings here. I'm giving you what will work every time, because it has worked for me every time in dangerous situations, in situations where I did not know what the next moment would hold for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to tell you, facing all types of trouble, these principles I'm telling you about, not one hair on my head is harmed. Not one. Not one. I'm saying not one. All of them are accounted for. So why am I saying this? Because listen, If I possess the same things you possess, blood in my body, 2 limbs. If you don't have 2 limbs, you got blood in your body. So far to date, I have all my limbs so far. But still, we still have a common ground here. I may have more hair than you. You may be balding in the top. I may not be, but still, you have follicles. You have hair coming out of the follicles that you do have. And if you are balding, I believe you can get in tune with information that could put some hair right back on top of that fantastic head that you have that has been balding for years. So, I say this because, listen, there is no trouble that I have not come through, not one piece of it. But I had to do these things. It is difficult at times. And at times, it is easy to do. At times, it is simple to do. And on those days are so awesome. Because the nectar of life, I said the sweet smell of aloes, of cassia, and of myrrh, the beautiful smells of these incense, they fuel my soul. Ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, okay? Go to the links in my bio. Copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. Exactly as is. You want to learn how to win in court without a lawyer? Copy and paste the links. Use my referral code. Okay? It is breadcrumbs to the loaves of bread in which you will acquire from paying those breadcrumbs. Okay? To receive your loaves of bread. I'm going to say it again. It is breadcrumbs. It is breadcrumbs. It is breadcrumbs compared to the loaves of bread you will gain as payment to paying the breadcrumbs. You will be assisting me in helping you get this content to you. Okay? Go to the link, get my course. It is breadcrumbs. It is breadcrumbs that you can afford that will put you in tune with learning how to assess your issue, address your issue effectively and efficiently and accurately. To assess your problem. To assess your problem. The simplest 3-step formula. And then after those 2, it's simply progress. Taking the actions, continuing to believe, continuing, if this is that house you want to get, continuing until those keys are in your hand. Continuing to speak it, continue to believe it, continue to take the steps, continue to watch the videos over and over again. That will get you results, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Tailoring the videos to your scenario, okay? Everybody's scenario is different. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Your mind has just been blown. It has just been blown. I just busted you in your soul with some juicy content. Okay? Have a great day.